Hey everybody, I just got out of work, so excuse my attire. Today, I want to talk about being kept by God. I want to talk about how people might not understand my post and my praise, but every day it's a fight for me to get up and to just make it through the day. And every day that I make it through the day, I tell God, thank you, because 3 years ago, I woke up in a mental hospital because I had literally had a nervous breakdown at work. All I remember is going to the hospital. The next morning when I woke up, I was in a hospital room. I didn't know where I was. I looked around and I saw mental patients. And I said, Lord, why am I here? When I got up, I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. But I had let life overwhelm me so much to the point where I literally broke down. In this season of my life, God has been doing some shaking. God has been doing some pruning. And of course, like anybody else, I have fought him to the T. Not literally fought him knowingly, but just kept trying to do things my way and kept trying to hold on to things. And I just want to tell you today that God will keep you. He kept me. He kept me through the worst parts of my life when I didn't know how I was going to make it, how I was going to see another day. My strength was weak. But in my weakness, his strength became perfect. His strength became stronger. Can't nobody tell me that God won't keep you. I have lost everything that I thought meant me well in my life. I'm talking about friends, relationships. I have lost material things. I have been actually through the fire. And God is not through with me yet. So when I see somebody post or I see somebody saying how God kept them, I don't look at it, oh, they just talking no more, because I know that he will keep you. I know that he will wrap his loving arms around you. Psalms 23 talks about death. And it talks about walking through the valley in the wilderness. And people don't understand Psalms 23. A lot of people think Psalms 23 means death as a human, but it means death to life. Before God can give you a new life, everything got to die. And God said, even in the valley of the shadow of death, that he will be there with you. His rod and his staff will comfort you. But those things have to die before he can give you the life that he created for you. Everything that we done picked up along the way, all those habits, all those people, all those toxic situations, all the dysfunction, God has to literally shake those trees, and those things have to die so that we can bear fruit. So every once in a while, God will send me a couple of friends to walk with me on a journey. They'll be there for a couple of months, and then they're gone. So I always question God, and I be like, God, well, why you always keep me by myself? Why you always have me go through situations and I have to endure it by myself? But see, I don't be by myself. I actually be with God, and I actually be kept. I know how it is to be in a fight, and you fighting for your life, and you fighting for it physically, mentally. But I also know how sometimes we just gotta throw our hands up in the air, and we literally just have to give it all to God. I don't care what it is. You have to give it to God, because some things we were not created to bear. And so when we carry the burdens that Jesus already went to the cross and died for, we are actually not even equipped to carry those things. And that is why we become overwhelmed in situations. And I just refuse to be overwhelmed. I refuse to wake up every day with spiritual warfare in my mind about how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that, and not remember that Jeremiah 29:11 tells me that God has a future prepared already for me. So what I do every day is I get up and I say, God, you told me that you have a future prepared for me. You said it was good things and it wasn't to harm me. So now I have to get up and I have to tell you, I have to tell God, thank you for shaking that tree. Thank you for moving that stuff out of my way. Even though I thought it meant me some good, thank you. Thank you for taking them friends from me. Thank you for taking them people from me. Thank you for taking them habits from me. Thank you for taking my thoughts from me. Thank you for pruning my flesh so I won't even desire the things that I used to desire, because you know what is best for me. So I can tell you that I know as a woman how it feels to be kept by God, to be kept in the midst of abuse. Not just abuse from a man. Everything is not about a man. I'm talking about to be kept as a child that couldn't even help herself, to be kept in adulthood, to be abandoned and rejected by people, to be kept not knowing how I was going to pay my bills, but not knowing that God was making me stronger. He was making a believer out of me. See, God got to make a believer out of you. He gotta make, you can't just talk it. You got to know that you know that you know that he is able and he will bring you out. And how else would you know unless you go through it? Until Jesus return, we're going to continue to go through trials. We're going to continue to go through tribulation because he's perfecting us. He's maturing us for each and every level of our lives. And we're going to bump into some roadblocks. But then, the more that we get in God, the more that we learn to trust Jesus, the more that we learn to lean on him. Why would you not want to lean on somebody that's offering to let you put your burdens on them? A human being can't even handle half of the things that I hold within, half of the pain, half of the guilt that I carry from decisions that I make. A human being can't even handle that. So why not cast all your cares on Jesus, who tells you to, who gives you permission to? Why not let Jesus fight your battle when he's telling you the battle is not yours, it's mine? I'm going to fight this battle for you. That's just like a big sister. I used to fight for my sisters all the time. And baby, when I showed up, they knew I was going to show out. And I don't care who it is. So why not look at it like, oh, God got my back. You're not being arrogant. It's the truth. Some battles we just can't win. God had to fight them for you. That's when you rest in Jesus. So right now, I'm resting in Jesus. I thank God that he has left me alone in this part of my life where I can only see him. I'm so grateful that I hit rock bottom. So when I look up, I saw Jesus. I saw him rescuing me. I saw him opening up doors and providing for me. I saw Jesus. I saw Jesus because he allowed me to go through till I didn't know anybody but him. And a lot of people be saying, I ain't got nobody but Jesus, baby. But when you got Jesus and that's all you got, that is the best time in your life, because he's a way maker, he's a provider, he's a lover, he's a comforter, he's a keeper. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Jesus will keep you. He will keep you through every single thing that he has chosen for you to go through. And sometimes we're so complacent about us. Oh God, why did you doing this to me? But we forgot what he did for us. So we have to be crucified. We have to be rejected. We have to be spit on. We have to go through the same thing because everybody's talk about being like Jesus, but don't want to go through the things he went through. So we walking in his image, we gonna touch some problems. We gonna go through some things. But just to know that you have King Jesus, I'm telling you, my soul is on fire right now because I know that I got God. And I'm confident in myself to know that it's just some certain things in my life that I inflicted on myself and that people inflicted on me that I don't even have to carry no more. I don't even look at life the same. I can spot a toxic person from a mile away, baby, and I don't even want to see them. And that's all because God opened up these eyes and he let me see the dysfunction. He let me see what was tearing me down. He let me see how my mind needed to be renewed. So don't tell me or a person that's going through that God can't keep them. And don't get mad when we giving him the praise because you don't know what roads we had to walk. You don't know what type of situations that we had to walk through because we said yes. The moment I said yes to God was the moment my whole life shook. And I still say yes to this day. Yes, I may fall. A righteous man falls 7 times, but he got to get back up. You got to get back up. Even if you do fall, God said get back up and try again because he know we're not perfect. We're nowhere near like Jesus was. So we got to fall sometime, but when you fall, my sister, get back up. It's always a new beginning. It's always a second chance. It's always. I'm fighting for my second chance right now. I'm fighting to get to a place where I've never been in my life, and I don't care who I got to leave behind. I don't care what trees that he shake. I don't care what comes my way. I'm just ready for something new in my life. So when I post and I tell you that I'm being kept by God, please believe what I'm telling you. Because my soul cries out. And it just thanks the Lord for being able to make it. Knowing that I got A, B, C, D, and E going on in my life right now. And I can't pick up the phone and I can't call nobody but Jesus because he removes people. So you can call out to him. So if I want to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning and just say, Jesus, when I'm looking up at the ceiling at night and I can't sleep, I know I could talk to Jesus. And I know he really cares. He's not just listening because he want to know my business, but he's listening because he's a problem solver, a burden bearer. So I just want to let y'all know today that Jesus is a keeper. He kept Shahira. Y'all have a blessed day.